Hi guys, this week's video is an introduction to what evolution is. Evolution is just the changing over time of anything. It could be a living thing or a non-living thing. So like I was just saying, many things can evolve: animals, plants, technology, Earth, and we're going to talk about some of those things in just a second. Before we start talking about examples of things changing over time, there are a couple things that we need to know about what evolution is not, and that is that it's not fast and it's not the same as growth and development. So you growing up from a child to an adult is not the same as you evolving. All right, so here are some examples. While I'm talking about these examples, I want you to be thinking about some reasons why these things might have changed over time. All right, here is the evolution of the Apple logo. And so you can see at the beginning, when Apple first started in 1976, their logo looked much older. This is actually a picture of Isaac Newton and the apple that hit him on the head. And then throughout time, Apple has evolved its logo to look very different than how it looked at the beginning, and actually this is not the current logo. It doesn't have this line any longer. Similarly, here's the evolution of iPhones. So the first iPhone in 2007 was very different from the current iPhone, which is not even this one, it's the 7. You can see how things have changed in terms of camera, in terms of weight. So interesting that the first iPhone was 135 grams, then it got much lighter with the 5, and then actually heavier again with the 6 and the 6 Plus. So something to think about is why would Apple have made their phone lighter and then heavier again? Here is the evolution of the Nike logo. So something to think about is currently they took the word Nike off their logo, and why might they have done that? Here is Pepsi's logo changing over time. So you can see it's evolved a lot. Similar to Nike, they've taken the word Pepsi off of their logo. Now, let's change gears a little bit. This is the evolution of the continents on Earth. So we're going to talk more later on about how this happened and how we know that this happened. But you can see here in the Permian time period, about 225 million years ago, there is Pangea, which is all of the continents combined into one supercontinent. And then over time, over millions and millions of years, so again, this is not a fast thing, the continents have shifted through tectonic plates, and we have this present day land masses on Earth. Also evolving is the climate on Earth and the amount of ice that's present due to global warming, which we've been talking about a little bit in class. So you can see the red line is 2017, and currently our Antarctic sea ice has not formed the way that it should have formed this year. So it's very low, record low. And then here's an image of a glacier predicting what the glacier will look like as time goes on. So this is not the same amount of time as Pangea. However, do keep in mind that it is a long period of time. It's not happening over 1 year or a couple of months. Here is the evolution of human space flight. So you can see that rockets have changed a lot from 1961 during the space race up until even the future. So 2019, we might see a rocket kind of like this. Think about why these rockets may have changed this way. And then finally, we get to living things, which we're going to talk much more about in the coming weeks. But this is an image of an ancestral horse and a present-day horse, which we first have records of them up to 3 million years ago through fossils. You can see how the skull and the foot have changed over these millions of years to make something that used to look like this now look like this. Some things to think about are, why would this drastic change have occurred? So before we wrap up, just a couple things to think about. Evolution is gradual. It happens slowly. It also, in living things, is driven by natural selection, which is survival of the fittest. So the things that are best fit for their environment get to pass their genes on to the next generation, and that drives change of the whole population. In living things, also, one thing does not evolve. It has to be a population evolving together. Also, something to consider is that change over time is not always a helpful thing. So in the example of climate change, we're looking at change over time that maybe isn't beneficial to us or to Earth in general. Okay, that's it for this time. See you next week. Talk to you soon. Bye.